南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛。We pay homage to our respected teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay. Right. So, picture. Nice. What kind of cones are these? Willows? No? Or what do you call that tree that was dying? A birch?
I was going to say birch.
A birch, yeah, a birch, yeah. I think it's a birch tree, yeah. It's a snowy day. It was a snowy day. Winter. Okay. One of my favorite pictures too. Okay, your turn. Everybody already unmuted, so if you want to share, you can put up your hand. On the right hand side with the happy face, there is a hand there. You can actually just click your hand and then there you go. Wai Phun? Wai Phun? Yeah.
So, and the pictures I look at it, I see it is brick, cold, and silence. But
Cold and silent.
another view, yes, cold, silence, but it's very pure and peaceful.
Pure and peaceful.
I think that yes, I think that is not only quiet. They at the pictures they have meaning for me. That is they waiting.
They're waiting.
Waiting at this. Yes, they waiting at this cold, bleak, stillness environment. They're still waiting and quietly waiting.
Quietly waiting.
That's it.
Yeah, quietly waiting. Yeah, good. Quietly waiting till spring comes. Then they will spring up. Good. Thank you. Okay. Okay, anybody else? Put up your... Huh? Jeremy, yeah. Okay, Jeremy. We don't see your physical hand. I was looking for this emoji hand. Okay.
Sorry, I'm not good with the computer side, just my hand.
That's okay, no problem.
So when I look at it, I see many seeds, which is what a cone is, a pine cone or a birch cone is a seed. And I see many seeds at different stages.
Yes.
Still growing, even though it's cold and you've got the stillness, but yet the seeds are still developing. And some look even ready that they're ready to drop and take root. So that's kind of my own thoughts just this week have been a lot on seeds and growing and pulling out the ones you don't want. So it's an apt picture, a really good picture for myself, just for my own thoughts this week, and that's how I interpret it or see it.
Yeah. Good. Seeds, yes. Yeah, they are seeds. I mean, in one cone there are hundreds of seeds. Yeah, good. Okay, Isabella. There you go.
Hello, good evening, different everyone.
Yeah, yes, good evening.
When I see this picture, I see both life and death because the cone are so dry, and then it seems it's completely dry, but it's not dead. We still have seed inside, maybe in with conditions, it may be live again.
Yes.
And also, I like it has the picture has two what's that called, the two kind of wheel. One is the the close up, the focus one, the cone, and
Yeah.
also the background.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure the right side you say is in winter time. Is it like the something snowing? At the
Yeah, it is.
time?
It was
On the
snowing.
right-hand
Yes.
side?
Yeah, it was
It
snowing.
seems like you stop the time. You stop the time at that moment.
Freeze
So
the
we
moment.
can
Yeah.
see the cone in the and then we can see the cone, the focus one, and then the background, and then we see some snow, and then we have two different wheels at the same time, and then
Yeah.
we stop the time. It's amazing.
Freeze. Freeze the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, freeze.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah. Pause. Put the time in pause. Yeah. Good. Thank you. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good. Titania. Good evening.
When I look at this photo, I also see life. Actually, it really resembles life because there are always clear or obscure views. And sometimes the outcomes are eminent, like those on the left-hand side of the photos, very clear. But most of the time, the road ahead is so unclear and can be blurry, like the background. But I love the unclear part of this photo is because it represents possibilities. And with the determination, like the cones on the left, I think we can persist and keep on going with the right view and the right path.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Good. Very nice. Very nice. Yes. Anybody here in the Dhamma hall?
Everybody's getting so good at responding.
I know.
It's, and I would just say, there's another painting right there. Cebu.
Another painting.
Yeah.
Oh, you go ahead to paint it. Okay, Laurie.
It's in my mind.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I like the background a lot. I like that really fuzzy, foggy background there. It's so much possibilities in that background. Yeah. But yet so much unknown, but yet so much possibilities. Yeah. Okay, Susanna. You have unmute yourself, please. Evening.
What's in there? So when I read the verse that you wrote on the page,
Yeah.
talk about equanimity. So there are seeds there, there are buds there, and they all fight. I mean, not fight, trying to survive in the cold weather, and also like. But the cone is very old, it's dark brown, and some is lighter brown. So it's different stages of life. So we should be great. I would think that we should be grateful that they all survive like of different ages, and they all survive in this cold winter time.
Yeah.
So if you're telling me that life, regardless of what stage you are in, we are all surviving at the same time. It's just a matter of which stage of life you are in at that time.
Yeah, right. And no matter what stage are you in and what kind of experience you have had in the past, you still need to be grateful. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. You think?
And we are aware that just like bud is aware. I would say that the bud is aware that there's a seed, a cone beside it,
Yeah.
and that there are lighter and darker cones. So it's just all awareness that it is the same as what the verses have said.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Good. Very good. Yeah. You think? You think you had your
Good
hand?
evening, Sifu,
Hey.
and everybody.
Good. Welcome. Hey, good. You see, she's from China. She's very afraid to speak in English. So good. Well done, you think?
When I first see the picture,
Yeah.
it reminds me of one famous sentence.
Yeah.
If the winter comes,
Yeah.
can the spring be so far?
Oh, if the winter comes,
it's,
yeah.
so it's full of hopefulness.
Hope, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Sifu.
You're very good. Very good, everybody. Yay!
And so his English is so poor, so
No, it's a good try. I've never heard you speaking English. And you know, Laurie have such a big smile. Laurie, you should come and say hello to her. You know, Laurie. Hello, Laurie, right here. Here. Closer. Yeah. Oh yeah. And this dog too. Yeah, come on, Zoom is sick. Well, Laurie was Yuting's daughter's once upon a time English teacher, online English teacher, so they know each other. So I always encourage Yuting to speak in English. She's from China, so they hardly have any chance to speak in English. But her major in university is English. So I encourage her. Now, good, one big step. Yeah, you should be grateful that you have an opportunity to speak in English online to so many of your Dhamma brothers and sisters. Wonderful. Yes, winter is here. Spring cannot be very far. That is very hopeful. Yes. Yeah. Good. Very good. So any more else? Anybody else? Anne.
Hello.
Hi, Anne.
I also agree that I felt a sense of peace when I first saw the picture, and then the cone. I kind of honed in on the cone, and it felt kind of like interesting to me and stimulating to see all the compartments in there. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, the cones there. Yeah, it's actually very, very complex. What do you say? Composition, right? This cone is actually, the composition is actually very complex. But it's such a beautiful cone. Cone is one of my favorite thing from the plant world. Cone is my favorite thing. And rainbow is another from the nature. Whenever I see a rainbow, I always have a big smile. So, yeah, cone. I love cones. And yes, great, good. Thank you, Anne. So, anybody else? All right. Yeah. This. I see a lot of possibilities in here, and I see a lot of hopes in here. And as Yuting said, when winter is here, spring is not very far away. And tomorrow is always another hopeful day, So that's why this paragraph goes with, this picture actually goes with such a paragraph. Start the day fresh with gratitude. Start the day fresh with awareness, and start the day fresh with equanimity. So this is the passage that goes with this picture, which I think is actually very fitting to the paragraph, because gratitude and awareness and equanimity are three very important qualities that we really have to develop when we have this human life. So, do you have anything to say about this passage before I go on? Jeremy, yes.
So Dana asked me really briefly, just the best definition of equanimity.
Yes.
So I thought I'd ask that so that she can get that from you as well.
Okay, equanimity is a balanced mind. A balanced mind to the present existence, present experience that you're encountering. Balance, that means you accept it the way it is, even though it is very unpleasant. You would not develop an anger or ill will, hatred or rejection to it. If it is a very pleasant one, you wouldn't sort of start to crave for more or want it to possess it. Because why? Because you know whatever experience that you encounter right now is going to change and it's going to disappear. And that is because of impermanence. That's the truth pertaining to the existence, whether to our own existence or whether to the existence of everything around us. Whether it's anime or inanimate, because we know that is the truth pertaining to the existence. And if I start to develop dislike or dislike, actually right there we are actually planting a seed for our own sufferings. Okay, Dana?
Yes.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right, okay, Irene. How was your retreat? No sound again. You have to put your earbuds on, I think. Something wrong with your, yeah, every time. Go and get your earbuds every time. Very strange. Anybody else before Irene come back with her earbuds?
I don't know what's wrong. Does that work?
Oh, there you go. Got it.
Okay. Yeah, the retreat was great.
Good.
No one's need to, it's not required to wear a mask, but if you're sick or coughing, then you do. They will ask you to put on a mask, but you need to prove that you are vaccinated, you are part of the record.
Good. So okay, great, thank you.
And I see gratitude, awareness, and equanimity work together.
Yes.
And gratitude, we have gratitude that increases our compassion.
Yes.
Being compassionate, and then when you handle your daily work, or speak with people, and then you speak softly.
Yes. Yes.
Awareness and equanimity, it's just like a bird with two wings.
Mm-hmm.
They are equal in size and weight, so it has to be balanced. When you, especially when you do walk on your cultivation path or doing the meditation, cultivating.
Mm-hmm.
The awareness bring up the mindfulness, and equanimity will help you reduce your judgment on the things that you, any agitation that you encounter from work. So they are very important and they all work together.
Good, yes. Equanimity and awareness, everybody says, is that just like the wings of the two birds. They have to be of the same strength, same size, otherwise they'll fly lopsided. They can't fly high. And if you look at an eagle, when with these strong wings, it can fly very, very high. Especially a bald eagle, right? Wow, they are amazing creatures. Yeah. Good. Anybody else? Okay. All right. Okay. So, gratitude, awareness, equanimity. Let us talk about gratitude. Gratitude in the Oxford Dictionary, it says we are very let's see, willing to show, to give goodness to people who have helped us. That is one of the definitions from the Oxford Dictionary. And in our lifetime, where we live right now, everything is being given to us. Everything is being provided to us. Whether it's clean air, whether it's clean water, or whether it's good fruits, good vegetables, or whether it's good roads, and whatever, everything is being given, provided to us. Though we have to pay for them. But still, sometimes even though you pay for it, you may not get the best, right? So, so we have to be grateful that we get the best, or people are willing to give you the best, or willing to give you as good as they could have given you. Okay, so why do we have to be grateful? Why do we have to be grateful? Strange. Okay, so with being grateful, there are a lot of meanings to this word being grateful or gratitude. The first thing is they said you identify with or you agree with. For example, you agree with this world, this environment, this nature, because it has given us so much good things, like good air, good water. Then you identify yourself with this nature. They give you such a good thing, you should give them such a good thing. So it's sort of like you agree with them, then they agree with you. So it's like a mutual agreement and mutual benefit. And then also is we pay back. We pay back like a child was the mother carried the child in the womb for 10 months and look after it, take care of it, feed it, and educate and care for it and love him or her. So when they grow older, we want to pay back. We want to pay back the piety. We want to pay back the filial piety. So, of course, our parents, well, my parents did not ask for payback, but some parents do. But even though if they don't ask, we should be paying back. Not necessarily monetary or material-wise, but mostly it's actually the mental payback is more important than just monetary or material, or sometimes just a short phone call is already a great payback. And so that is paying back. That means that is also gratitude or gratefulness. And then admiration. So being grateful is also an admiration. Because why? We admire them being such a good person, or doing such a wholesomeness, or being so selfless. With that admiration, you have gratitude there, because you're grateful to have known such a person that who you can actually admire, who have such good qualities that you actually admire. Okay? And then you cherish. Cherish this is something that all of us really cannot live without, is cherish. Cherish what? Anything, everything, anybody, everybody. No matter whether we are very rich or whether we are very poor, or whether we are very famous or whether we are not famous or whatever, we need to cherish. Cherish relationships, cherish resources, cherish others' integrity and everything, cherishing. When one cherishes, when one is grateful, one will cherish. And when one cherishes, one will be grateful. So, and respect. So, respect is also actually a foundation of gratitude. Because when we do not respect, we won't be grateful whatever people do for us. Or whatever people, however people help us, we won't be grateful. And if we are not grateful, a lot of times we are not respectful. We don't respect people. So, and then integrity is something, some very good quality that one has to develop. And of course, being grateful is an attitude of how we live our life. And integrity is how we behave in our life, right? So if between people we lack of gratitude or gratefulness, it will lead to a very cold or distant relationship. And if we learn to develop this integrity, we will start to really appreciate others' existence in our life. Whether it is they are helping us or whether we call them so-called enemies. As we have discussed before, there is really no true enemies in our lives. Anybody we think that we regard them as our enemy because they are not doing the things according to our wishes, or they are punishing us, or they are always picking us on our mistakes. We actually sometimes identify them as our enemies. They are actually not our enemies. They are people that we should be grateful to. Because why? They are burning their energy to help us to improve. Right? And why do they need to help us? Why do they need to tell us that we are making mistakes? They don't have to. But because they care for us. That's why they tell us. So we need to actually have that kind of integrity in our mind, in our own existence, and we appreciate that. And of course, appreciation too, right, is also a basis of gratitude. And then it's a way to be in the world, is a way to be in this world, is a way to actually live. And how, if we actually live in the world with gratitude, with gratefulness, we won't hold grudges. There will be no animosity. Because why? They will be dissolved by the gratitude, the gratefulness. So, and that is a wonderful way to live in this world. Of course, you will say, well, if I live in this world with gratefulness, what about if others are not living in this world with gratefulness? What do you do? What do you do? Then they will take advantage of me, right? Nobody can take advantage of you unless they have a connection with you from the past. Nobody can. Okay? So we have to look at it from that point of view. So, I said start the day fresh with gratitude. Why do we need to start a day fresh with gratitude? Why? Why? Why do we have to be grateful? Once we open up our eyes, why do we need to be grateful?
We have another opportunity, another day, because nothing's guaranteed.
Exactly. Laurie said we have another opportunity, another day, because nothing is guaranteed. Yes. When I teach my 7 days or 5 days meditation, I always say that in the morning. After the morning chanting, I always say, we have to be grateful. Grateful that I open up my eyes, I can still see. I get up, I can still walk. Right? And I can still open up my mouth to speak. And I can still hear. And it's a great opportunity to be able to do that. Not everybody has that opportunity to be able to wake up, firstly, and wake up to be able to see, to hear, to smell, to taste, and to walk. So we should be grateful we are able to wake up in the morning. That's one thing. The second thing is, whatever that I haven't finished yesterday, today, I still have today to finish it off. Right? So we need to be grateful. And very important is, for all the shortcomings that I haven't corrected, I haven't improved myself, today is an opportunity for me to further progress and improve myself. And to those whom I haven't told them that I love them, I appreciate their existence in my life, today is an opportunity for me to tell them. And for those I wanted to help, but I did not help, today is another day that I can offer my help. And if I have neglected my friends, if I have neglected my family yesterday or before, today is another day. I can, try to spend some time with my family, try to spend some time with my friends whom I have neglected in the past. And if I have held a lot of grudges or people have held grudge against me, today is an opportunity for me to find a way to dissolve those grudges. Right? And the most important is, I'm still alive. And I can do whatever that I haven't had a chance to do. To say, to achieve, to appreciate, and to progress. So, it is so hopeful. Every morning that when we wake up, we really need to be grateful that I can wake up. Don't take it for granted. I can wake up. And I have this whole day ahead of me. That is so filled, completely filled with so many opportunities that I can, you can just casually pick a few opportunities. And if you remember to casually pick a few opportunities and use those opportunities fully, I tell you, that day, at the end of the day, you sit, you lie down and you think back, is that, wow, today is a great day. Today is a good day. Today is a day that I should be grateful of. Right? So that's why we need to be grateful. Okay? So gratitude. In the Buddha's teachings, especially in the Mahayana teachings, there are 4 things we needed to be grateful of. One is grateful for the land and the earth, or for the country that we are living in. Because why? We rely on the land. We depend on the earth, on the water, on the mountain, on the sun and everything to bring our daily necessities, our food, our grains, everything. So this is one thing that we need to be grateful to, is the land and the earth. That's why it's so important to really love the land and the earth and the country, of course. And it's here, land and earth, that means the place that we live in. Okay? And then the second thing is grateful for our parents, or to our parents, because why? They gave us this human life. They brought us here into this human world, this human existence, and especially us, right? And to be able to be born as a human being is a very, very rare chance. And so we as a human being and living in such a good world, a good place, I mean, at least we are very safe. We don't have any wars. We don't have any disasters, right? And so we should be very grateful. And for this, in the Buddha's teachings, is that when we actually have this filial piety, there are actually three levels of filial piety. The first level is just to provide whatever, materially for the parents. That is the first level. And the second level is we actually become a good person, a very wholesome person, a person that our parents would be so proud of. And our performance will honor our parents. That is the second level of filial piety. And the third level of filial piety is, of course, the highest level is we try to, if it's possible, try to lead or direct our parents to a path of morality, to a path of practice, and that means giving them the Dhamma. That is the highest level of filial piety. And then the third group of people that we need to be grateful of is all the other beings. All the other beings doesn't mean the invisible. Of course, we have to include them, but all beings is because we are a pack. We are living in a pack. We are pack animals, so we should be grateful for all other beings who who help us to make our life easier, right? Like, for example, during our pandemic, we are so grateful for our first responders, right? All the frontline medical people. But what about not during the pandemic? Aren't we grateful to those people who work all these land to bring us clean water, and who grow our food, and those who bring the food to the stores, and those at the stores, help us to get whatever food that we want to get, even though we have to pay for them. I tell you, money is not everything. If we do not have those people helping to bring those things to us, even though we have billions, it's not going to help. We won't get those food. We won't get those clothes. So we need to understand this. So this is for all the other beings. Of course, we all you say, are these only visible? Are these only visible beings? No, though you need to be grateful to the invisible beings too. Invisible to our human eyes doesn't mean that they don't exist, right? Human eyes are so limited. We have so much limited ability to see through to the other worlds. So look at the divas. The divas are protecting practitioners. So we can't see divas, but shouldn't we be grateful to all the divas, right? So remember the Ratana Sutta, that we talk about the divas, right? Invisible beings. And grateful for the triple gems and the teachers. Of course, why do we need to be grateful to the triple gems and all the teachers? Because they taught us to become a better person. Or they give us way to improve ourselves, to progress on a path that is, is going to be free of sufferings. So, of course, to us as a practitioner, or as a meditator, or as a student of the Buddha, the triple gem are the greatest teachers to us, right? The Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. And the Buddha, of course, he is the greatest teacher, and because with his teachings we are able to walk on this path towards brightness and towards ultimate freedom. Without his teachings, without him, and without the Sangha passing along the teachings, it's impossible. So we know this is actually very important. These 4 levels of gratitude we need to remember. So this is what in the Mahayana teachings is always teaching, always telling us to be grateful. Of course, we can have a whole list of other people or other things that we need to be grateful to. Okay, so start a day with mindfulness. We call awareness, continuous awareness. Sampajanya is clear comprehension. So with these clear comprehensions, what do we get? What is happening to the mind with this clear comprehension, with this right kind of mindfulness? What is happening to the mind? What do we know about the mind? So with this clear comprehension, we start to actually understand the mind, knowing the mind. We start knowing the mind, the mind is in this kind of state, and in this state, and so we start to, by knowing the mind from there, we start to understand, this kind of situation, my mind will react in this kind of way. Right? For example, when you experience pain during your meditation or during your daily life, you experience pain, and you say, "Oh wow, there is pain," and then you start to realize that in the mind there is sort of some anxiety or some stress. You say, "Wow, there is some anxiety coming up." And then you start to understand, wow, because of this pain, my mind will start to react in this way. Then from there, you start to educate yourself. Is okay, my mind will start to react in this way. Where is it going to lead me? Is it going to lead me down this path? This is going to be creating more sufferings. Or I can just still watch it and see if I can, deal with this pain in another way, with a different kind of attitude. Then you start to actually train the mind. you start to train the mind. And when you start to actually train the mind that way, the mind, even though no matter how wild it is, no matter how unwillingly it is, you'll be able to tame it little by little, bit by bit. So when we start to tame this mind, or when we start to do all this to this mind, what do we do? What do we achieve? That is a great thing. What we achieve is we stop the sprouting. Sprouting of what? We stop all this sprouting of new emotions, new seeds, unwholesome seeds. So, and then, because if we start to actually allow this, if we do not we do not become aware, if we do not tame, if we do not train, then new seeds of reaction or reaction will start to come up. When we start to react in the old way, in the old habits, then we are actually planting new seeds. But with those training, with those taming, with those understanding, with those knowing, we actually stop the sprouting of any old seeds, and we actually stop planting any new seeds. So that is actually a very positive, very hopeful way to direct our life towards. Because why? Because whatever this greed or hatred or ill will or animosity or ignorance or doubt or arrogance, those are all obstacles to the ultimate attainment of freedom and free of sufferings. They are obstacles. Those are all the seeds. And if we are not careful, and any one of those seeds start to sprout, that will become one more big obstacle on this path. One big piece of stone right there, one big piece of rock right there. And so with a very unmindful mind, with a very untamed and untrained mind, we are actually stacking up millions and thousands of millions of rocks on this path. And we need to keep on what? Trying to hop over? And some of the rocks are very big, you cannot hop over. And you try to climb over it, it's very difficult. So that's why it's very important to start a day fresh with mindfulness, so that we are very careful on what we plant and what we actually water. Okay? So it actually arouses a wakefulness to our mind. So every day, if we could try to, when we wake up and we become aware, what is the first thought to come into our mind? That is already arising. And when that thought goes away, that's passing. That's already an impermanence, actually, right there. So after the first thought, do you think you can keep on to observe the second thought, the third one, the fourth one? If I asked you, what was your first thought this morning? Can you remember? Anybody? You remember?
Usually, because as soon as I wake up, I always feel my sensation, so I always try to remember to feel my body so I can get up.
Okay, so you remember to feel your body. Good. So you get up. Yeah.
And after that,
Usually after that it's gone, right? Gone with the wind, right? Jeremy, you have something to say?
Yeah, well, it's not very profound, but my first thought this morning was that it was already too early for the alarm clock to be going off. I remember it very specifically.
Too early for the alarm clock to go off. Okay, great. You remember the thought yesterday, Jeremy? Yesterday morning?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not yesterday.
Okay,
No.
all right, good. So it's actually very, very difficult to remember, right, to bear in mind, and to have that clear comprehension. And so it's really being wakeful. Being wakeful is not just mentally, it's not just physically wakeful, okay, you don't doze off, but mentally wakeful. It's so difficult to achieve. So once it's easier to remember the first thought. But once you get up and put your clothes on and you walk to the washroom, brush your teeth, all that thoughts gone. And it's very rarely that we could actually be continuously mindful. So make full use of a day, the opportunity of your walking, when you're sitting, when you're standing, when you're cutting, when you are, lying down. Try to see if you can remember to be mindful. To be mindful when you walk. To be mindful when you wash your hands. To be mindful when you put the paper towel into the waste bin. Sometimes I go into a washroom and I see paper towel sitting on the floor. I know the person wasn't very mindful when they disposed the paper towel. Just throw it in, yes, and they were not mindful. And so you can see when people take off their shoes, you can see how mindful they are when they take off their shoes. One here and one there, or one here, one here. And so, see if you can be very mindful. Huh? So those are mindfulness acts. So when you close the door, see if you are banging the door or nobody knows that you have come in or you have gone out. That's very mindful. Mindfulness, closing doors and opening doors. Okay. So we said start a day with equanimity. So that means whether we encounter a pleasant or unpleasant experience, we try not to have this pleasant or unpleasant response. That means likes or dislikes to whatever that is happening right now or has just happened. Of course, equanimity is really not easy to cultivate, really very difficult to cultivate. And it's actually very difficult to remember a lot of times, to be equanimous, especially as situations when there is heated conversations, or when somebody is really getting onto your nerves, or when things are really rushing, you lose that mindfulness, you lose that equanimity so easily. Bear in mind, equanimity is not something that you can actually push yourself to develop. And it's really not suppressing, remember. Okay? If you are trying to push yourself to be balanced, you're actually going the other way. You're actually making yourself more anxious and more nervous and more stressful. And that is not equanimity. You can test yourself, especially during meditation. When you experience pain or numbness or ache and whatever, very unpleasant, and you can test yourself how equanimous you are. Trying not to move and trying to actually observe that very difficult sensation and see how balanced your mind is. You can test it. You can right away know how much equanimity you have. And of course, excuse me, equanimity is developed together with mindfulness. They really have to be walking hand in hand. Because without mindfulness, there is actually very little equanimity. Because only with mindfulness, you will start to be aware of the nature of existence of whatever that you are experiencing. Without that knowledge of impermanence, it's very difficult to be equanimous. And because of knowing that it has arisen and it will soon go away, and that's because that is the truth. And let me see if my mind can stay put for another moment or two. It gives you some chance, give you some hope, that this will go away, but you are not wishing it to go away, but you know that it will definitely go away. That gives you some consolation, like, it will go away, don't worry. I'll just stay put and watch it for another moment. And then another moment. And then another moment. Then when you're able to actually sit there for a few more moments, you start to actually, the mind start to calm down and start to actually embrace and accept that difficult experience that you're going through. At that moment, when you start to accept and embrace that difficult moment, that's the beginning of equanimity. And when really you have equanimity, that nothing can actually bother you. Even severe pain doesn't bother you because when you really have that very sharp mind of mindfulness, and then that equanimity really is working, nothing can bother you. You can still sit there solid, like a statue of Buddha. Really, nothing can bother you. Nothing can move you. So, if somebody is very equanimous, somebody is really very centered and very neutral, and it's not swaying back and forth at all between experiences. And as I said, equanimity actually arises from or develops together with mindfulness. Without awareness, without mindfulness, there is never the true equanimity. Okay? So, this is such a beautiful picture of Polam in the winter. That must be taken last year. Did you take this or did I take this? I think it's me. I seldom use others' pictures unless I ask. I think it's my picture. But anyway, equanimity is really let go of the differences. Let go of the differences. That means we don't judge. Oh, this is a pleasant experience, or this is an unpleasant experience. Once you start to judge, then your mind falls into a judgmental perspective, and it's very difficult to be equanimous, right? To be balanced. And also, the second thing of equanimity is you will start to tolerate and embrace a lot. You tolerate right doings, or you tolerate wrongdoings. And you tolerate somebody who are close to you, you tolerate somebody who are very distant, and you tolerate somebody who are behaving, or somebody who are not behaving. And you tolerate unwholesomeness, you tolerate wholesomeness. You embrace this wholesomeness, you tolerate unwholesomeness. So it's tolerate and embrace. These actually, tolerate and embrace is two sides to the same coin, isn't it? Right? So that is equanimity. So in the Buddha's teachings, there are two very, very wonderful teachings. Very simple teachings, but it's a very deep meaning, deep teaching too. So I don't know whether I actually translate it right, but it says, metta for those who are not affiliated, I spell it wrong, affiliated, I spell it right, affiliated or connected, or have rapport with us, okay, 無緣大慈. That means I don't have a connection with them, but yet I have metta for them. So that is one very, very big teaching in the Mahayana teachings. That even though I don't have very good rapport with this person or with this being, yet I still want them to be happy. Daichi metta is really wishing others to be happy, right? So metta for those who are not connected to us or who do not have rapport with us. The second one is karuna for those as if their bodies are ours. Karuna, is compassion. That means alleviating sufferings of others. So we would like to help others to alleviate from their sufferings because they are suffering, as if that I'm suffering. I feel the pain, per se. Simple in terms is I feel the pain. And it hurts me too. It hurts me as much as it hurts them. So this is actually, these two aspects are really the a person has to be really selfless in order to be able to do this, right? A selfish people cannot do this. And a person who are who have a lot of gratitude would remember these to help these people, even though I don't have any rapport with them, or I don't have very good connection with them, but because I am grateful for what others have done for me, I will do this for others. And if somebody is grateful, and they know that they want to help others to alleviate their sufferings because they have gone through those sufferings. So you can say another word is empathy. True empathy is somebody who has that experience and they know how it hurts. So this is metta and karuna. So Bodhidharma, he has he has a story. There is a story about Bodhidharma. So one day, a Zen master came all the way to the grave of Bodhidharma. And Bodhidharma, he has his student. His student was there at the grave. And so the student said, he asked this Zen master, what do you want to do? Do you want to pay respect to the Buddha first? Or you want to pay respect to your ancestors' teacher first, the Bodhidharma first? So this Zen master said, I'm not going to pay respect to the Buddha, nor I'm going to pay respect to the ancestor teacher. So this young monk heard this. He didn't feel very happy. He wasn't very happy. So he was very polite. He was very respectful in the beginning. But after he heard that, he became very annoyed, and his manners was not very respectful. So then he said something very harsh tone. He said, you are not going to pay respect to the Buddha, nor pay respect to the ancestor teachers. What kind of grudge are you holding against them? And the Zen master said, very calmly, the Zen master said, oh, so what did the Buddha or the ancestor teacher have given you? What have they done? What good have they done to you? For you to say such thing to me. And so this young monk heard this, and he was sort of like stopped for a moment, and then he sort of understood what this Zen master said, and he said, oh, yes. Can you teach me how I can actually live? I can actually become self-dependent and self-disciplined. And this Zen master said, you know, the Buddha and all sentient beings are equal. And you treat all sentient beings the same. Whether they have done good things to you or they have done bad things to you, you still have to treat them the same. Then that will give you a peace of mind. So the young monk said, so how can I treat these people the same? Those who have done good things to me, or those who have done bad things to me. How could I treat them equally? And the monk said to him, he said, the ultimate path is not difficult. Only that we always fall into discrimination and choosing and judgment. Only with no likes or dislikes, love or hate, can it be clearly comprehended and understood. So, he said, 知道無難，唯嚴簡擇，但莫憎愛，動然明白. So he said, you will clearly understand when you do not have likes or dislikes, when you do not love or hate. You will understand, you will comprehend, you will behave in such way. When you don't judge, when you don't discriminate, when you don't pick sides, when you don't choose, it is not difficult at all. It's so difficult to translate these poems, you know. But you do understand what it means, right? Understand? Good. If you could get a better translation, let me know. Okay. So this passage means the path, the ultimate path. Where is the ultimate path? The ultimate path is in our daily lives. if we can actually use our own mind, a very objective mind, to actually live our life, to a very mindful mind to live our life, a very balanced mind to live our life. Our life is the Dhamma, our life is the path, and everything that we do, everything that we do is actually is the Dhamma, is our practice. Whether we are walking, whether we are drinking, whether we are listening to Dhamma talk, whether we are not listening to Dhamma talk. So because we don't judge, we don't discriminate, we don't choose, we don't take side. Okay? So there are 3 types of mind. Do you like this full moon? I took this picture on full moon day, full moon night, 1 o'clock in the morning. I woke up, the moonlight was so bright. I looked out, wow, I said, ooh, I need to take a picture. So I took this picture. It's beautiful, isn't it? Tan Sifu thought that I took it from somebody else. No, I took it with my cell phone. So there are 3 types of mind that we need to actually hopefully carry along every day. Which 3 type? A mind with gratitude, a mind with mindfulness, and a mind with equanimity. So if we could actually cultivate our mind like this, we will cultivate a lot of wholesomeness. If we actually lack any of this, we actually could be on a very danger path of cultivating a lot of unwholesomeness. If we could actually have this gratitude and mindfulness and equanimity, we could easily dissolve a lot of grudge. We could easily dissolve a lot of wars. And we could easily be less selfish. Okay? But if we forget these 3 types of minds, we could easily fall into a black hole, which is full of selfishness, full of arrogance, full of anger, full of whatever, disrespect, and full of stress and tension and anxiety. So as a practitioner, as a student of the Buddha, this is what we need to cultivate, these 3 minds. So 3 types of minds. So hopefully tomorrow, or hopefully today, you end the day with gratitude. You end the day with awareness. You end the day with equanimity. And tomorrow you start a day with gratitude, with awareness, and with equanimity. May we all end today with gratitude and awareness and equanimity. Thank you. All right. Anything you want to say? Jeremy.
I just had a quick question for you, Sifu.
Mm-hmm.
This week, for about the first 10 minutes of my meditations, I've actually, as a mind object, been using the Bodhi tree, and then going into my mind object being my breathing again.
Mm-hmm.
But I've found that it helps me develop a rope around my mind and clarity before I get to the breathing.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that that this is a good way to do it if it's working for myself, and that it's.
Well, if it works for you, it works for you. Okay, but make sure you don't turn into the visualization or imagination of the Bodhi tree or Bodhi leaf.
Oh, okay. And why is that, Sifu?
Then you will start to do visualization practices. Then you are creating creating other thoughts in your mind.
I have you. So just think of the Bodhi tree, but not the visualization of it.
Well, you can visualize the Bodhi tree there, but not dive into thinking of further about it. You know.
Okay, no, I've been basically sitting myself at the base of it, and that's it. And just thinking of being there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So is that a?
It's okay. It's okay. Anything that help you to ground the mind for a brief moment, and then you go back to the breath or your sensations, then that's okay.
Okay, that's how I've been using it. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you, Sifu.
Yeah, no problem. Anybody else? Anybody want to share about tonight's teachings? No? You're so quiet. You haven't digested yet. Do you like the beautiful pictures that I put up? Oh, Feng King, yes.
Yes, Sifu.
Yeah.
I just want to share my feeling.
Yeah.
Thank you for talk that it's smiling again and again. But for the last mind, equanimity, I find that it is very, very difficult because all the stuff about likes, dislikes, or love or hatred, I find that it's all about the I will.
I will, yes, yes. Me.
Yeah, the will of I, but it's the most difficult thing to put down or to keep a distance from, not to say put down. Even to put a bit from it is very difficult.
Yeah.
For the first will, gratitude, I think that it's easier to practice.
Yeah.
Let's say we learn it from our parents, telling us to be grateful for what we are given, for the
mindfulness.
The mind, we learn it from teachers like Sifu, but then going into equanimity, I find that wow, it's near to almost impossible. Not to say impossible, but it's very difficult because every idea, every thought carries the I there.
The ego, yeah.
My thought is there's my judgment.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking if I could go to a level of near equanimity, then I think I'm closing to the path.
Okay, one thing to start off. Cutting down your I is stop using I. Yeah, stop identifying I. You know, oh, this is me, this is mine, this is I like this, I like this, I like this. You know, also is actually when you start to see the ego playing up, remind yourself is, he comes again. This is the big Mara coming. And I always like to say is that, Mara, I see you. I see you. This I is the Mara. Mara, I see you. Then at that time, that I is already been seen by you, and it has a possibility. It has a possibility to sort of act up a little bit a second later. Not that much. Just 1 second. You can delay the act up. So it could be done, possible. But you could actually build up the equanimity also in meditation too, and also you can also build up equanimity. Looking at it is, if I get angry, who is being hurt first? I get hurt first. I hurt myself first. And I'm unhappy. And I'm sulky. And I'm emotional. And, so do you want to be like that? You don't. You don't want to be like that. Then, see if you can sort of say, okay, I'll let go this time. Let go this time. Let go this time. Tell yourself to let go this time. Let go this time. You have to tell yourself, in the beginning, you really have to tell yourself more often, It's really, I know it's difficult, but you just have to try. But it is not impossible. It is possible to be equanimous, really.
Maybe if I can give myself some encouragement, say that, okay, at least I see you. I see the eye.
Yeah, you can say that. I see you, yeah. You can say that, Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Titania? Yeah, Titania.
Hi, Sifu. I would like to share a little bit regarding this matter, equanimity, because I totally agree that it's very hard to let go the I. But what I'm doing right now is, I know I need time to massage it, but whenever that I comes up, or whenever I have some conflict, I try not to think from my angle. I try to flip side and look at the other's point of view. And all of a sudden, the eye looks a little bit smaller because I'm looking from the other view, and it helps me to attain a little bit of equanimity, but not perfect. But it starts to look at it differently.
Yeah.
That's how I start at this point. As I always said, a baby step, one little step at a time, and hopefully I can, control the ego in me. And this is very important, and thank you so much for always reminding us to look at things differently and from using a more balanced mind. Thank you.
Yeah. When we start to actually look at more from the point of view of cause and effect, from the point of view of we are all related in somehow because of cause and effect, then nothing comes out of a blue moon. Nothing comes out of a blue moon, and when you start to look at it that way, that it's easier to become a little bit more balanced. And of course, it doesn't happen right away. It happens, you need to take time. You need to take time, and also it depends on how big that thing is. How unpleasant that thing is. If this is just a little unpleasantness, it's very easy to get over. But if it's a really big unpleasantness or very big matter, very big issue, then it really takes a little longer. Okay. Anne has her hand up. Okay, sure. Anne or Catherine? Anne. Okay. Anne too? Okay. Anne, yeah.
I remember.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Anne.
Recently, I was sitting there and my cat did something, and I think I was trying to meditate or something like that, and I was feeling very peaceful, and then my cat did something, and it made me very mad, and then I felt bad because I thought, why am I getting so mad at my cat, and my cat who I love, and I kind of went down that path of feeling bad about myself because I had that reaction, and the equanimity wasn't there.
Yeah. You see,
So that was my experience.
Yeah.
Recent experience with equanimity.
Yeah, you beat yourself up, right? You beat yourself up being.
Yeah. I went down that path.
Yeah. So you lose that equanimity. Yeah, you're mad, and you accept that. Oh, I'm mad with my cat. Wow, Yes, I'm mad. Okay, next time I try not to be so mad. Okay. Good. Okay, thank you. And Catherine, yes.
Good evening, Sifu and everybody. Actually, about the equanimity, I think that helped me during my meditation.
Yes.
And now, when I meditate, whenever I have any wandering thought or have any feeling like negativity, like, dislike, I just sort of be aware of it and just look at it and just seeing as seeing. But I don't indulge in thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then gradually think if I like the person, and then after meditation, I find out that if I dislike him, and then after meditation, I find out that dislike is getting less.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I benefit.
Yes. Yeah. That's you're building up the equanimity. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Great. Keep up the good work. Okay, Isabella.
Thank you.
Hello, Sifu. I have a question. May you please give us some advice how to apply tonight's teaching to the reopening? Because I see a lot of people are going crazy to the Chinese market and then to the supermarket, and everything is going so differently, like compared to last year or like
I know.
to like last month.
I know.
So can you please give us some advice on how to deal with it, and then what kind of attitude do we need to keep in mind? Yeah, please. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
The first thing is you look after yourself first. Very important is to look after yourself first. If you do not need to go out, don't go out. If you need to go out, choose a time that you think that there will be less people to go out. And then when you go out and you see people going crazy, they say, oh wow, they have been locked down, they have been locked up for too long. Like letting a dog out of a cage, like, like that. Then you see, wow. On the other hand, then you think about, wow, I'm grateful that now I see this. I see this in others. Why I can see this? Because for this last 1.5 years, I've been meditating, I've been practicing. So my mind has calmed down a little bit. So I'm not as crazy as some people. I really should not use the crazy, but I think that's a very good description. So, and then the second thing is, you actually send them metta. Send them metta. May they be, be happy, and may they be more balanced. And that is a good attitude. I mean, I see craziness when people drive. It's wow, they cut in and they cut out. What's going on after this opening? But I have warned you many months ago. Once they start to open, it's crazy. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be more crazy than before. Because why? People have that delusion that they have to be fast, catching this and having this and possessing this and going here and going there, because they have been deprived for so long. And it's just like, boom, they wanted more, they wanted more, they wanted more. Then you start to, you need to pull yourself back and watch it. And be grateful that, wow, I'm not like this. I'm grateful that I'm not like this. The other day I went to the mall. No, it's not because I wanted to go to the mall. I went to the mall because I went to get my vaccine, and I saw people like driving and in the store, like rushing, and wow, I look at them and said, wow, this is what a pandemic, what people react to the pandemic, how people react. And you can see without a practice and with a practice, it's so different. So, be grateful that you have a practice. and don't indulge into their craziness. Okay, don't be one of them. And send metta to them. All right? Yeah. Good. May these blessings extend to all, that we with all the other living beings together will attain the Buddha way. May we wish more and more people will encounter the wise words of the Buddha, study them, understand them, practice them, and help themselves to disentangle from all the sufferings, all the miseries, all the defilements, afflictions, and be truly happy, ultimately free and peaceful.